Hello and welcome to Automation. Today I want to build something that I think every single one of us experienced at least once. Why did I say experienced and not seen? Well, this is a peculiar one because, well, you will hear it first and then you will see it, most likely. So today we are going to build your neighbor's Civic. Yes, we are going to build a loud Honda Civic. And it will be as stereotypical as it can be at that. So yeah, without further ado, let's move on to the designer. I am going to use 1988 car body, if I remember correctly, so let me pick it. And here it is, Civic EG4 at its finest. That is Civic 5, Generation 5. And don't worry, I am going to trim this body quite a bit and make it look more like a Honda, cause right now it is, well, a strange mix of a Volkswagen and a Honda, at least I would say so. With the basics picked, we can move on to the engine, so yeah, we will be coming back to this body in a minute. When it comes to the engine, we are going obviously with inline 4, cast iron block, and I think I will go with 1.6 liter. It will not be an actual Civic 5 engine, I don't want to recreate that, so I'm going to improvise quite a bit, and well, let's say this car was tuned, as most Honda owners do with these cars, anyway. Or let's make it engine swapped EG4. So we have an engine from basically Civic 6 in there. Let's make it dual overhead cam then, 4 volts per cylinder, and of course cast iron head material. Okay, with the capacity set we can move on. This engine will be a stroker and it will be quite high RPM. I am aiming at 7.5 thousand RPM or maybe 8k, we will see. It is very tempting to make this engine turboed, and I think I might do just that. Although I would like to try myself at making a VVT engine. Sorry, it was VVL, not VVT engine, but there will be also a VVT in this one, at least I think so. I don't know what compression should I aim at. I guess 8:1 should be fine, so we can turbo it quite nicely. I will go for quite high cam profile, that is for sure. Right now let's stay like that. And RPM limit, let's go for 7.8 for now. We'll see what will this engine withstand. Also, let's give it already a VVT on intake and VVL. Like you can see, I already picked a fuel system, and what's left to do here is exhaust. So let's give it... Okay, that seems quite a bit broken. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway, we are going to give this engine a turbo, so yeah, let's move on from here and get back to turbo. Okay, this curve does not look good at all. I guess there's quite a bit of tuning ahead of me. And after some initial turbo tuning, we are left with this. I haven't touched the other parts of the engine yet, so yeah, we are quite red all the way. I guess I will need to change the quality of parts, maybe? Or just add some balancing mass. Okay, I think the engine is tuned just right. We are at 310 horsepower. And 340 Newton meters of torque peak, and well, I think that is more than enough for this type of car. It is much more than it needs, that is for sure. Okay, let me run you through what I've picked here. Yeah, as you can see, I haven't changed much in there. Here is the turbo tuning. I guess we could squeeze a bit more of boost out of it, but I am not sure if there's any point to it. Right there we are just fine. For the fuel, again, not much changed. And the exhaust is massive, 3-inch pipe with no mufflers at all. Because, well, we are building stereotypical Civic, right? They ride without mufflers. I also do own a Civic, but not a hatchback. I've got a coupe. And, well, it is quite stereotypical one, cause, well, it doesn't have the first muffler, it has only the second one, and it can be quite loud, especially on high RPM. Up to the 3000 it is bearable, and, well, nobody stopped me yet riding this thing, so I guess I am within limits at that. Okay, the basics of the looks of this car are done, basically. And right now I should pick a few more things. I was thinking about giving it a glass hood. I wonder how it will look like. Yeah, and adding some detail to it, under the hood that is. Well, we will see, let's stay like that for now. Also, I guess we can move the engine around a bit, because it is quite a bit forward right now. And let's move it a bit to the center here, yeah. And backwards. This should be fine, I feel like. But then we won't be able to stick our intercooler on the front there. Well, I guess I can always make a fake one, but through the glass hood we'll see everything. Well, I will experiment with that. You know, while we are changing the color of the rims, let's go ahead and pick a brakes, the brake size that is. These will be 195s, 16s, and a bit smaller, I feel like. Something like that. And of course they are going to be offset quite a bit, because they are a bit too much on the inside of the car. Yeah, something like that. And let's go to the brakes, vented, 4 pistons, because why not? 265s should be fine in terms of looks. And yeah, that is that. It doesn't look that bad already, but there's still a long way to go ahead of us. Also, I've changed the brake caliper color to this quite bluish mint color. They look slick on this one. Yeah, these headlights look more like they were taken from Honda Civic 6 generation, but I like their looks, so I guess we are going to keep them. If I wanted to go with something more similar to actual EG4 ones, I would need to go with these ones, or something more like this maybe, and modify it. Yeah, there are no actual, well, let's say 90s lights in there. You have to improvise to make them. But I like these ones, so let's roll with them. And we can make it look even more like a Civic 6 by adding a grille on the front, which was not apparent on a Civic 5. So yeah, this will be quite a strange one, but I never said I am going to stay true to this whole EG4 idea, so yeah. And now it's time to make some cuts for our intercooler. Yeah, what should we use here to make it look at least remotely good. Well, our intercooler is quite far in the back. I think there was an option to hide it, so we could put a new one of our making in there. Let me check that. Yeah, if you are ever looking for how to hide the intercooler, this option is right here, hide engine intake, but it hides everything with all the pipes. I don't have any pieces to replace them with, so yeah, we will go just with the intercooler on the front. And here's our custom-made intercooler that is connected to nothing, but hey, it looks quite nice. And that's its only purpose, really. So now I guess we should move on to the rear of the car and fiddle with it. But before we go to the rear, let's deal with door handles and other stuff that's, well, easy to miss, really. Oh damn. This is not going to work with me. Or at least it does not want to work with me. Okay, the only things left here are the wipers and the side indicator. So let me place them and we can deal with the rear end of the car. Okay, the last piece is in place, so we can move on. There's a lot of orange on this car, this yellowy orange I've picked. And I am not really sure what kind of lights would be fitting there, cause, well, there is nothing even remotely similar to what it is on actual Civics, 5th gen and 6th gen, that is. Yeah, these ones do not work too, so I guess I am going to go with... Where were they? These ones. They do not look that bad after all. And shape nicely. The only thing I have to change is this bezel. I wish there wasn't a bezel in the middle, but well, we've got what we've got and we have to work with it. We can't do much about it. Okay, there's one more thing I really want to do with the rear end, and that is cutting out half of the rear bumper. I am not sure how it will work though. Hopefully it won't be broken. Okay, that is too much. Okay, this is as much as I could possibly cut. Well, there are a few little pieces left, but I don't think I can do much about them. So I guess they will stay with us like this and bother us. Yeah, there's nothing I can do, sadly. Okay, there's a few more things I want to do, and well, I guess we will be moving on to the interior. Well, it does not look that good, but also it doesn't look tragic. Also, I tried to fix this piece left here, and I guess I made it even worse, but well, I guess we have to roll with that now. As you can see, there's one big straight pipe in there, no mufflers at all. Double tip exhaust and, well, spoiler on the roof. The best one I could find to fit this build. Right now I guess we can move on to the interior, but before that I guess I should give it a wiper on the back. Yeah, let's start building the interior now. I am not sure what will I do here. I don't want it to be too complex. Wait, I've picked the wrong fixture here. Yeah, right now we are good. Okay, with the engine bay separated from the interior, we can move on. I guess I should lower, or rather raise, the transparency of the windows. It changes the hood also. Well, I guess I will keep it quite low for this build then, but for the purposes of making it, let's go with high transparency on the windows. I will change it later on. The question is, what color do we want the interior to be? White? Or something different, like red maybe? Or just black? Let's go with white, I think. That looks quite good. Maybe, just maybe, it is a little bit too bright, but hey, who cares? This car is all about being flashy, loud, and, well, turning the heads. Maybe not in a good way, but you know. Of course, we need to give it a racing wheel, cause, well, that's what these people do with these cars. Although it is not really legal to have them, most of them go with it. And we are going to do just that in this one. At least here we won't be checked by anyone if we have road legal parts on our car. So we are safe. And of course, to finish it off, we are going with racing seats, because that's what we want in there. And this is the Civic done, basically. I just changed the color of minor parts to meet the whole idea of this car. So, like the details, the calipers being mint, there is some mint color inside of the car. Maybe a bit too much on the seats, but hey, let's go with that. I guess the only thing left here is to move on to tuning this thing. I wonder how it will run in BeamNG.drive. But first off, let's finish picking the parts so we can see the graphs. No under tray, well, of course there's none really under the car. Nothing other changed here. We don't have a bench in the rear, so just 2 seats. Interior is going to be standard. Yeah, whatever. Or let's go with premium CD. Let's go without power steering, so manual rack and pinion, no traction aids, safety, standard 90s. How much do we weigh? Around 1000 kilo. Let's make it a bit lighter. Weight distribution, nothing yet here. Springs, let's go with active sport. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's remember this car is tuned and semi-active dampers. Right off the bat, our car is quite stiff on the suspension. I guess that's good, but we have to make it even lower. Or even lower. Let's see, what can we do in advanced settings. Well, that is about right for the stereotypical Civic, that is. It is basically scraping the ground. Wonder how it will run in BeamNG.drive now, cause, well, my lowrider didn't go too well. It was braking on the asphalt constantly. We should definitely go for massive camber on both the front and the rear. Maybe not that massive, but something around there. Can we move out the wheel even more? We can't. That is a shame. -3 that is then. Let's make this car even stiffer. Like really stiff. Okay, I think that is about right for the suspension tuning. Quite stiff springs and a bit softer dampers, so wonder what will come out of that. Right now we can move on to the drivetrain, because I haven't changed anything in there, and I'd say we will be able to make quite a bit of speed with it. Yeah, let's tune it for advertised 280 kilometers per hour and make the gears really short, like the shortest possible maybe even. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's experiment a bit with this build. This we set how we wanted them to be, I think. Do we want slicks here? No, let's go with sports compound 195s. 16s, everything is correct. I guess we can do one more thing, that is give it a bit of fender. Okay, it broke our car a bit. I will fix that in a second. Well, it broke quite a bit more than you would think it did. I had to make few changes here and there, and also now we appear to be stuck with these dangling pieces there, but I am unable to remove them. I can't place anything there, and they are just staying in there, it seems. So yeah, let's finish tuning it. I guess our front brake force is just fine, so let's change the rear force and give it a little bit of raised braking pads. Here we can't change anything because we don't have a front wing, we have only a rear wing. And I don't think I want to tune it that much, maybe a little bit more downforce on the rear. Yeah, that is that. I guess this is the way I am going to export this car into BeamNG.drive now. So yeah, see you in a bit there. Well, this one is a peculiar one, that is for sure. It did not come out how I wanted it to come out, well, as you can clearly see by these small pieces hanging out there. In between recordings of Automation and BeamNG.drive, I tried to fix it, but without any success, sadly. The other thing I changed off screen was the gearing, because it was way too short, and on the higher gears like 4th, 5th and 6th, well, this car was basically broken. It didn't want to accelerate at all, it had no power. Also, the old, well, I think it is a bug with ESC on, is still there. I don't know why it is like that for me. I might have to do something about my automation or BeamNG.drive installations. Other than that, it looks fine, if you can even say it like that about this abomination, because, well, it is basically a Civic 6 front with a I don't know what on the rear. I tried to make it look like a Civic hatchback, EG4 I said in automation, but well, I failed at that is for sure. Hopefully I've stayed with this Civic feeling though. But looking at your comments at my post, well, I might have failed at that too. Well, anyway, let's go dev together, okay? Prepare for your drums to be blown out. It is very loud. Well, but that was the point, right? To make it like a typical Civic. Or rather, like a things that Civic owners do with them. Okay, the understeer is insane, it does not want to turn. I think we had enough of that ear torture. It is quite loud still. The game the game volume was lowered significantly there, but I don't think it helped much. Well, my initial feelings there about this car, how it handles, are... it does not go that bad. It has significant understeer that goes instantly into oversteer when you try to brake, but when you feather the brakes, it can sometimes drive how you want it to. Maybe with a better driver it would do much better. And as you likely just noticed, the gearing issue is still there, but it is not as significant as before. So before going from 4th to 5th gear was basically impossible. Car was going to like 3000 RPM. Right now it goes down to 5000 around, so it is not that bad. Let's go for a lap from a standing start. We'll see what time can it make. It is quite fast off the start, if I was better with the gearing, that is. In the first corner, and instantly I am out of the track. Great. Let's restart. The wheel spin is insane on this one. And of course I gave it too much brakes. But this time we'll get through this corner. The wheel spin is apparent basically up to the 4th gear, which is, well, too much, I think. I'm not going to restart there. I might just try another lap. We'll see. Well, it is not going well up until now. We are 1 minute in and we are on the first half of the track? Somewhere around there. So this time is very slow. In the last section, and we are 1 minute 50, so yeah, we will make it in around 2 minutes. Which is, well, bad, as I just said. Yep, a bit over 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I will retry that. Spoiler alert, I did not make it. This car is triple pain. Pain to look at, pain to listen to, and pain to drive. This is a disaster. Driving this thing around gave me an actual headache. And, well, I own a Civic that has quite loud exhaust. Well, it is quite normal up until 3000 RPM, but, well, it is almost 3-inch, I think, so it makes some noise. And driving my Civic URL is not giving me that much of a headache that this one does. So yeah, there's a lot wrong about it. I guess we can end this video off on a drag strip. Maybe on a straight line this car will be any good, but well, I doubt it. This is the last stand, the last possibility for our knockoff Civic abomination to redeem itself. Let's line up and see what it can do. It is not that bad, actually. The other car had almost the same power as we do, I think at least. But it might have been an issue of AI driving it. Anyway, we did it in 12.2 seconds. Let's give this car to AI and see what it can do with it. Okay, let's line up. That was a good start. Very good start. And we left the AI far behind. Yeah. We did it even faster than last time, 12 seconds. That is quite nice. But I guess this is the end of this video. I am sure of it. Let's see this car flying. And well, I guess I will see you in the next one. So yeah, see you.